I'm the most demonized, most attacked person in the world today.
So you've been now banned off what? Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, every single one of these things.
Over 100 platforms.
Over 100 platforms, all have banned you.
Take our Apple app. We just launched it a week before we got banned a month ago. It had over 2 million downloads, so they just banned it. It went to #1. So we're banned for being #1. Wow. And then they want us banned so they can then lie about what I supposedly stand for. See, that's what they do. They ban you, and then they demonize you.
Your YouTube channel has roughly 1.5 billion views, give or take.
That was just one of them. We had
That's just one of them.
We had 5 billion views total.
5 billion views total.
They blew them all away. Over 20 channels in one day. Just pew.
Now, your website, you're doing what you're doing right now, but what are you doing right now? What are you thinking about all this stuff that's taking place with you in the last, couple months here, last 6 weeks?
Look, I had a big audience, and I'm on a couple hundred radio stations still and 500 TV stations, so we still reach a lot of people, but Hillary Clinton ran ads about a month before she lost in 2016, and she thought it was such a negative figure that they edited these tapes, and they played these tapes out of context, demonizing me and then connecting it to Trump. And then when she lost, the Democrats actually believed that I was Trump's brain. She ran $18 million of ads, the Federal Election Commission says, on TV and the web saying that I am in charge of Trump. It's not true. You ever talk to Trump, he's in charge, okay? And I have some connection to Trump, but like 1/10 of what they say. So they ran $18 million of ads on YouTube and Google and Facebook and TV saying, here's Alex Jones, he's Trump's brain. He tells Trump what to do, and they'd show a clip of Trump saying something similar and me saying something similar.
$18 million.
$18 million. So they ran that according to the Federal Election Commission, and then when she lost, all hell broke loose. We had like advertising deals, you name it. I lost like $10 million the first month when Trump won. Everything was coming after me. The people were suing me, you name it.
Lost or gained? You lost after he won.
When he won, they went after my sponsors, everything, because they actually believed their own propaganda, which wasn't true. That I was like telling Trump what to do. And so once he won, they had run this ad thinking connecting me out of context with radical statements to the then candidate would demonize him. But then when it failed, they believed their own propaganda. They smoked their own dope. And then almost 2 years later, it has been one hell of a ride. They literally believe their own BS that I am in charge of Trump and I'm giving him every move. And it's the opposite. I may have talked to Trump since he got elected 10 times. And it's usually, hey, Alex, hope you're doing well. God, it's bad. Let's make America great again. Let's unify people. It's like pat me on the head phone calls. I don't tell Trump anything to do. But the Democrats literally believe, because I'm low-hanging fruit, that if they get me, they've got Trump.
When's the last time you spoke to Trump?
I don't want to get into that, but last few months.
Last few months. And what's he telling you? What's he telling you when you're talking to him?
We're going to turn the economy around. It's getting better. We need to unify people. We need to be positive. We need to bring everybody together, no matter what color they are, who they are. It's literally like a pep rally.
One of the things I'm curious about where you're at right now, if you are so close to Trump, if you've spoken to him 10 times, ever since you've been banned, have you had a conversation with him since the ban or no?
No, I've had conversations with people high level in the campaign and in the White House.
Okay.
And I've just said, listen, they've demonized me as a straw man with $18 million during the campaign. Now it's tens of thousands of articles a month everywhere lying about me, never showing what I supposedly said, just claiming I said something. And I said, this is clearly, just like the Nazis did, you pick a group and then you demonize that minority group. And then once you set the precedent that people accept going after them, then it's everybody else. So I'm the first domino. Because I've studied history. I was smart enough to understand that I'm not this important. They picked me because I'm flamboyant and stuff out of context to demonize Trump. Now that he won, they have ramped it up that I'm this horrible person. And then now they are going to try to shut me down. And then once they shut me down over 100 plus platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Google, iTunes, you name it, it'll be everybody else. And just like I predicted, as soon as I was shut down, it was a domino effect for everybody else. So that's the plan.
When you say domino effect, what do you mean by domino effect? Who else? Like, you're talking Prager, you're talking other people are coming after you, or what do you mean by domino effect?
You said it. Prager University banned, shadow banned, blocked. Gavin McInnes, you name it. I mean, it's everybody has been shadow banned or blocked. My family will like put a pro-Trump tweet out, or hey, our economy's doing great, and they ban them for a week on Twitter. It's everyone I know. It's like Trump said in the tweets, millions of people are being blocked from the digital commons. And people say, oh, these are private companies, you can't restrict them. They are under federal law as a digital commons. They operate under the system and under the rubric that they are not publishers, that they are simply operating systems that allow debate. And so they have admitted that they're a digital public square. But what they're doing is selectively banning nationalists, conservatives, patriots, you name it, from that digital square 50-something days out from the election.
Has anybody ever banned at the level that you've been banned ever in the history of America? I know Milo was banned off Twitter, but he was suspended for like a couple weeks. It wasn't like a permanent ban, right? I know Tommy Lauren had an issue where a couple of her YouTube channels were shut down. Even I think PewDiePie had an issue, right? Where PewDiePie had an issue when he made a comment about ISIS and they were uncomfortable with him, so he lost his verification. But has anybody ever banned at the level that you've been banned?
No, no one. PewDiePie, when it comes to reaching young people, has 21 billion views on YouTube. 60-something million subscribers last time I checked. And they came to him a few years ago and said, play ball, because you're popular, or we're going to shut you down. He didn't, so they began to claim he was some political terrorist when he's done nothing. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. I only have 5 billion views on YouTube. He has 20 plus billion. He's number one in the world. The late shows, all those combined aren't PewDiePie. But they came to him to muscle in and say, you better do what we want politically or we'll shut you down. He didn't do that. So they've demonetized him. They've done all this to PewDiePie, and he's been exposing what happened to me. But no one has ever been banned in it's over 100 platforms now. We have software companies calling and saying, you can't even use our software. They're looking at their own contracts. It's tortious interference. They are literally engaging and trying to put me in a digital gulag. And again, it's because I'm exposing that our government has sold out to multinationals. I'm exposing that the communist Chinese have taken control of Hollywood and have taken control of the universities and have allied themselves with radical Islam and all the rest of this. That's why they want me shut down. And they believe that if they can set the precedent to shut me down, then they can shut everybody else down. So that's why this is happening.